Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another fragrance rotation video for the week ending the 9th of February, 2025. Scandalous. That is right, my friends. Once again, I have returned to you, this time with another fragrance rotation video. Okay, so looking at my choices this week, they have been a mixture of designers, vintage, and a little niche. So a good mix in there, you know? A good mix. Some old, some new, some in the middle. So, let us start. On Monday, I wore Egoiste Cologne Concentrate. Now, I have been thinking, how am I supposed to go back to the normal Egoiste when I have been wearing this one so much? Because this is like Egoiste but more. It's richer, it's thicker, it's denser. That mandarin, boozy mandarin top is incredible. I absolutely love it. It is woody, it's rosy, it's sweet, but it's not like sucrose sweet. It's not like diabetes sweet. It's natural sweetness, just the right amount, very balanced. Absolutely amazing. This is like Chanel to a T. And of course it's discontinued. You can't get this anymore, you know? And it goes for silly money online. And when you consider the price of some other perfumes, this is actually worth it. Some of the modern perfumes that are out now are just fucking awful stuff, like, you know. This is a vintage perfume which is amazing. And I am glad I have backups of it because the sprayer on this is massive. I have used a lot of this and I'm not sure how many times I've actually worn it. Like, let me see. On Parfumo, you will tell me. Where are we? I've worn it like 5 times. That's not much. And yet I've put a hell of a dent in that. I do spray a lot of it. And it does last all day. So, not to worry. Not to worry. I've got backups. Will use them. Hope it's not evaporating, that's all. Okay. On Tuesday, I wore something very different. Although it does smell woody, and I have actually worn this a lot. I'm surprised, actually, by how much I've worn this perfume since I got it. And this is Les Indemodables Patchouli Noisette. Now, I am a huge patchouli fan. And this is a patchouli. Why is it strange that I've worn this so many times? Well, let me tell you why it's strange. Because I'm undecided whether I actually like this or not. Would I replace it? Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. You know? I'm still trying to come to terms with it. There is something distinctly Middle Eastern about the way this is made and smells. You know? It's definitely got some kind of amber wood, like... It's got some dark amber wood, gritty facets that those perfumes have. Something a little bit screechy, something a bit scratchy and angry and mean, you know? And I'm not a fan of that, but the patchouli in it's absolutely stunning. The noisette, quiet as it is, and it is quiet in here. It is quiet in here, friends. Is absolutely lovely. There's just something in there which is just headache-inducing and awful, but yet I still wear it, and I enjoy wearing it. So I'm a little bit torn on this fragrance, you know. I can be enjoying it one minute and not enjoying it the next. So I don't really know what to do about it. I'll just keep wearing it and see what happens, you know. I'll just keep wearing it and see what happens. That's what happens. It heard us. It heard me talking shit about it. That's what happened. Okay. Next up on Wednesday, I wore this. Can you guess what it is? Wrong. It's Ambra Precieuse. This is Ambra Precieuse by Maître Parfumeur et Gantier. This is fantastic. I was a little bit reticent about this when I first got it because it's like a powdery vanilla type thing, you know? And I wasn't a fan, but the labdanum really shines through to take the edge off that powdery vanilla and just gives it base. It's got a lot of balsams going on in it, you know, like thick kind of thing. It's got a little bit of lavender, nutmeg, tonka bean, all the good stuff you get from a good amber. That's in this. This is tremendous stuff. Absolutely glorious. One of the very finest ambers. I'm really coming to terms with that now. You probably wear this in spring as well, you know, in the colder spring days, just to give you a little bit of warmth around that early part of spring when it can still snow and it can still. The days are longer, but they're still a little bit cold, you know, a little bit bracing. So this is tremendous perfume. Still available. Maître Parfumeur et Gantier is a great house, and you should investigate forthwith. Next up is not a great house, but this is an absolutely sensational perfume because even a stop clock gives the right time twice a day. And this is Bois 1920's Royale Patchouli Eau de Toilette. The eau de parfum is an affront to man and God. Do not smell it. Do not buy it. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200. I've got a video about this. I've got a video about Bois 1920. I tried to buy a backup bottle of this advertised, and on the box it said eau de toilette, and when I opened it up it was in fact an eau de parfum, and the eau de parfum is awful, and I was raging, and Bois 1920 did fuck all about it, and there was nothing I could do because I bought it from a third party, but I don't believe for a second that they tampered with it, and I looked into it, and apparently other people have had the same issue. Other people have had the same issue of eau de parfums being in eau de toilette boxes. Clearly, my theory is that they just had a bunch of eau de toilette boxes left over and they just thought no one will give a shit. And it's very small time. But this perfume is brilliant. It is one of my favourite patchoulis, if not my favourite. It is a little bit green. It's a little bit woody, syrupy, it's rich, it's incensey, it's got sandalwood, it's got benzoin, labdanum. It's brilliant. This is absolutely fantastic. I love this so much. Oh, it's like the ideal patchouli, you know. But I will never buy a sealed bottle of this again. I will never buy anything from Bois 1920 again, and I will not buy a sealed bottle of this again. You know, I will demand to see the bottle before I buy it, and the juice on this one is much browner than the modern one. Okay, so keep that in mind, please. Next up we have another perfume in a similar ilk. It also has tobacco, it has patchouli, but this one has some oud in it that Bois 1920 doesn't have, and this is tobacco oud. It's got tobacco, it's got oud, it's tobacco oud. One of my favourite fragrances, one of the easiest ones to wear, an absolute banger for this time of year, the autumn and winter. It's a dark winter fragrance. It's a dark scent. It's syrupy. It's thick. It's rich. It's deep. It's back from when Tom Ford was a great house. You know, one of the last great Tom Ford perfumes before they started making perfumes for fucking 6-year-old girls. Like fucking cherry perfumes and fucking almond perfumes and all that bollocks. And they're just a house that sells fucking names now rather than perfumes, you know. And they're owned by Estee Lauder, who are on their arse, friends. Estee Lauder are completely on their arse. Your share price doesn't go from $420 to $65 in 3 years if you're not fucked, you know. So that's one to watch out for. Could be a good time to buy. This is not financial advice, but they've made a lot of restructuring decisions, and they have got Frederick Malle and Tom Ford in their arsenal. So they've got some decent brands. there. And of course, Estee Lauder itself. Not financial advice. If you listen to me, you're a fool. But there we are. Do your own research. Okay, next up, Saturday. Yesterday, if you will. Yesterday, I wore another absolute classic, one of the classics of my channel, a fragrance I absolutely love, from a house I absolutely love, and this is Chergui by Serge Lutens, released in 2001. This is a vintage Fragcom darling. Fragcom in 2011, 12, 13, 14, all about Serge Lutens, all about Chergui, Ambra Sultan, all the good stuff, you know. A brilliant house that is fading from view because they don't really give out many free bottles, if any free bottles. And to be perfectly honest with you, they've actually withdrawn from a number of key markets and places and spaces, such as North America, probably the world's largest domestic market. How fucking stupid can you be? How about you kind of modernize and make yourself cool again without giving bottles to weirdos on the internet? You know, Serge Lutens is an incredible brand. Maybe they could have just shrunk their presence down a bit and still would have sold based on the perfumes and the history of the place. I don't know. Maybe I'm just full of shit. I don't know. They're owned by Shiseido now. They bought the company back off Serge Lutens. And Japanese business practices are very Japanese. And I'm not even sure they understand what they're doing, to be honest. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I don't think they have a clue what they're doing. But not to worry. Serge Lutens become incredibly hard to find now, but the fragrances are worth it. Please try. Please buy, if you like them. And last but not least, what can I say about my favourite perfume? This is Balenciaga Pour Homme. I saw a video by Kellen on Scents of South Jersey yesterday, and he reviewed this, and he gave it a 9.5 out of 10, which is pretty great. But the only thing I disagree with is that this is, in fact, a 10 out of 10. One of the great fragrances ever made. I am lucky that I have as many backups as I do, and I'm not selling them, thank fuck. So I will be able to wear this in perpetuity. Someone said, would you like to be buried with a bottle of this? And I said, don't be fucking stupid, that's a waste. Maybe an empty bottle. No, that's a waste as well, fuck it. Wear your perfumes, friends. Wear your perfumes. You can't wear them when you're dead. Wear them now. You know, it's not about life after death. It's about life before death. And smelling nice. Because God knows you'll stink when you die. And that's about it, friends. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.